strategic management of multinational corporations. Part 3. Information asymmetry.
During the transaction. So externality is a good way for you to think of stakeholders. To more precisely or more appropriately to point out which external stakeholders may be important but not included in the price transactions. I would like to share you the principal and agent problem. So the basic underlying reason to have a principal and agent problem, 委托人跟代理人问题. It's not necessarily only happen during the principal and agent relationship. Over every transaction, we always have twin party. We have buyer, and we have sellers. So maybe one party of this transaction can utilize the information asymmetry. So if some party own more private information, then it's possible for the owner of private information to exploit this advantage. 剥削私有资讯. So not necessary information asymmetry only occurs during principal and agent relationship. For all kinds of transactions, if one party of this transaction owns more private information than the other party, then they are in a position of information asymmetry. What consequences would occur exactly before this transaction and after the transaction? We would call it ex ante and ex post. If there is an information asymmetry, before you make the decision, the one who owns private information will pretend to offer you a high quality product or service, but you don't know because they own the private information. You are not aware of complete information of this transaction. There is one common example is the lemon card, lemon card, or the used card. Lemon card means maybe from the outside you may feel the lemon is sweet, but after you chew it, you are suddenly surprised by its sour, by its taste, sour taste. So used car usually will pretend to be a very good car. In the market, in the second hand or used car, if the price is the $100,000 for a used car, but the higher quality car, the owner of higher quality car will not be happy because the general public will consider the used car at price of $500,000. So maybe the higher quality car, 600,000, they will not be happy to be sold at 500,000, right? So they hesitate to get into the market. But for those only value have 400,000 value car, they will try to pretend they have $500,000. So they would be very likely to go into the second-hand used car. So what kind of car that you are going to buy? You will buy actually the lemon. The lemon means some car looking from outside is very good, but actually inside of the car, all the components or some problems already existed inside the car. That is because a huge information asymmetry. Another example is just like a pub. When you go to pub or a party, boys and girls or gentlemen and ladies trying to allure the other one, and they try to dress them up and in a very great way and try to behave very gently or be very lady under the dim light, and you don't really have a good ability to tell the difference if he or she really a good person, a good man or good woman, but you will consider their appearance. You judge them by their appearance. So it's very possible, because there is a high information asymmetry, then it's very possible you would adversely select the wrong partner. There are some party will persuade participants to join them, and for example, all of the participants are from the same university. Then people from the same university will behave above an average quality. When we refer the second-hand used car market, the seller of used car, so you can see many brand car like Lexus. So Lexus, we have some senior students who have interned in Lexus. Lexus has a CPO service. CPO is certified pre-owned car, certified pre-owned car。那个 Lexus 的车子它有一个 CPO 的服务 ，CPO 的服务 C 是 certified，P 是 pre，O 是 own， 就是认证的中古车。那它为什么说 why this brand car want to offer this service? Because they want to overcome the problem from information asymmetry. They want to persuade future buyer of their CPO car to have a trust, because they risk their brand to offer you the second-hand used car, and they offer you a longer warranty. Maybe usually some used car maybe only offer 1 year warranty, but Lexus CPO they are willing to offer you 2-year warranty, because they claim their CPO car are more reliable than the normal used car. So of course the price of the Lexus CPO car are a little bit higher than the traditional used car market, but it's a good way to overcome the problem of information asymmetry, because they utilize warranty and also utilize their brand image to solve the problem from adverse selection. So you don't need to, so for future buyer, potential buyer, you no longer need to be afraid of buying the wrong car. Okay, so that is about information asymmetry if some problem will happen before the transaction. But another problem will happen after the transaction. After the transaction, for the most common example is about insurance. Insurance, 保险. Some people maybe they buy their car insurance, and they have certain protection on theft and on attendant damage. 有一些保险，车子的保险，它会保窃盗险跟这种没有什么原因的，不知道到底怎么被撞到的，就是没有办法抓到当事人的，叫 unattended damage. If some car driver they buy car insurance for theft protection or protection for unattended damage, after they acquire, they pay some money for the car insurance, and they started to don't care where to park, because they will not choose a better place to park their car, because they think I'm already have the car insurance, so I don't need to care even if my car will be stolen or my car will be damaged by someone. We don't know, because we already have the insurance, so I don't care. I don't need to pay much attention to my behavior. So for the insurance company, they don't know the people who buy their insurance if they have some bad behavior. They don't know. They cannot know the private information for the one to buy their car insurance. And after I have bought their insurance. They park cars very uncarefully. So the private information, the information asymmetry, will cause another problem. We call it moral hazard. Moral hazard is after the transaction. So another example is one boy and girl, before they marry with each other, someone promised to love the other one for lifetime, and promise to keep clean every day, and we will prepare 3 meals per day for the other one. But once they got married, because they have already, so the one who made the promise before doesn't need to follow the obligation, the promise he or she made to the other one. Yeah, and try and just behave as he or she will. So that's the moral hazard.